Can the yuan dethrone the US dollar as the world reserve currency? Highly unlikely. And the reason is, there are numerous reasons actually. To start with, we need to understand that the US dollar is used in about 41% of global transactions, whilst the yuan is only used in 2.7%. Yet, the Chinese economy has been growing massively and the utilization of its currency remains very, very limited. Many people think that commodity producers, that countries all over the world will start to use the yuan as an alternative to the US dollar because of the US sanctions on Russia. However, the main problems of the yuan are the following. One, it has capital controls. China can decide whether you can use your funds or not at any given time. Second, it has a fixed pricing. The PBOC, the Central Bank of China, decides daily what is the fixing of the Chinese currency. You may say that they adapt that fixing to demand and supply, but we have absolutely no evidence that it is the equivalent of free-floating currency. And if it was, why don't they do it? No? So, fixing, capital controls, independent institutions. Independent institutions is key in order to give a currency the value of being reserve, because you want to have investor security, legal security, independence of institutions from the government, and a financial system that is open, free, and at the same time as liquid and as interlinked globally as possible. That's why the euro has been creeping up to be a reserve currency globally. It is used in 36% of transactions globally, which is good. But the euro has redenomination risk. It is very far-fetched, but it exists. You can think that at some point the euro could break up. But slowly but surely, it is becoming a currency that most people globally accept as a reserve of value, as a generalized means of payment, and as a unit of measure. More importantly, independence of institutions, liquidity, and a free and open financial system help. However, still far away from being an alternative to the US dollar. So, we need to take into account the fixing, the capital controls, the lack of independent institutions, and the lack of a free-floating, open, and interlinked financial system as the main problems for the yuan. Can China force some of the commodity producers to use the yuan in transactions? Only in those in which China has lent a large number of what? Of yuan. But think about it, that has been going on for a very, very long time, and the yuan still globally isn't used in a significant number of transactions. Even if we look at commodity indices like the Shanghai Index, the open interest tells us that commodity producers and commodity importers in China are actually not using the yuan in most of their transactions, including the mega giant oil companies. So, things may change if China opens its economy, if it starts to have independent institutions, if its financial system becomes open and free, if it eliminates capital controls, and if it eliminates the fixing. But all of those things are very far away and very difficult to predict at this very moment.